We are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Passion and Faith. I am your host, Tashanea Whitlow. Thank you for joining us. We have a very, very exciting show. It's not as heavy, but it is heavy because we're talking about dating. And for a lot of us, it's been this roller coaster up and down. But I'm excited nonetheless because I have some really, really great guests. I got my homegirl. I'm going to call you my homegirl.
I am your homegirl.
You are.
You should call me your homegirl.
I got my homegirl, Cari Champion, in the building.
Hey.
Look at you, gorgeous.
I'm so honored to be here. So very proud of you. And I would do
you.
anything for you. And I'm just here to enjoy my time with your greatness.
That means a lot to me, Cari, because I truly do look at you like a mentor.
Oh,
and the line has blurred where we've developed a friendship.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yes.
So this is our first time, folks, of doing something on camera. If you are unfamiliar with who this woman is, Cari Champion is a journalist.
Yes.
I mean, you're one of the trailblazers. You were at ESPN. You have your own podcast.
I do.
You are that woman about town.
I do. I think that I live in a world which is really interesting. I've been so blessed. I live between politics, sports, and culture. I currently am a contributor at CNN, and I do shows there. I still cover sports. So I'm really grateful for the career that I've had, and I've always felt like you should make your own way. That was the advice I gave you, and you've been doing that. You're making it your own way. You're doing it your way, and that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me.
You're welcome.
Because your career has been great to watch.
Yeah.
And there's only greatness that lies ahead for
Amen,
you.
amen, amen. I receive.
Yes. All right, I'm not going to be a giddy schoolgirl.
We should be, though. They need to see this side of you.
Well, I guess it'll come up when we start talking about dating. But
I guess so.
Before we get into that, you just did a really cool event.
Oh,
let's talk about that because we have some photos that we're going to show as well.
Okay, so Athlos.
Yes.
Greek word
in Queens,
for,
right?
Yeah, in
New York.
Randall's Island. You and I'm not from here. I've been here a couple of years, so always when people say Queens, I'm like, yeah, that's it. I want to make
like
sure
New York.
Yeah, New York in general. So Athlos is Greek for running, and so Serena Williams is married to a man by the name of Alexis Ohanian, who happened to be the co-founder of Reddit. Which
he's a billionaire.
Many people use, and that's him right there in the photo. He came up with this idea that women's sports needs much more investment, and because he is known for creating billion-dollar companies, selling billion-dollar companies, building billion-dollar companies, he wanted to create this investment. He's married to a woman who has really changed what it looks like for women's sports in Serena Williams,
one of the greatest.
She GOAT for
Totally.
sure. And so he was like, I've been watching track and field a lot, and there's not a lot of attention, and I want to create something where these women feel special and invested on the heels of everything that had been happening with the WNBA and all of the players getting more money. So he created this event called Athlos, and I anchor it every year. And this year, this is the second year that we've had it. The first year was great, but the second year, this year was amazing. Serena was there, and she acted as one of the hostesses, where when the women, she's a host, not a hostesses, but she's a host.
And a little flavor.
Right, at the local place. She's a host where the women would win the race, and then she would crown them with these special Tiffany crowns.
Awesome.
Like that. It was so amazing, and they were obviously made by Tiffany's, but to have someone like Serena crown you and say congratulations from queen to queen, from legend to legend, or legend to soon to be legend, it was such a beautiful, special moment. And I'm just honored to be a part of history. And if I could correct myself and say herstory, because women really are demanding their worth in every institution, but more specifically in sports, because it's been missing for so long.
That is honestly what I do love about you, is the way that you are just, and I'm not going to have any more fangirl moments after this, but you're just so, not only eloquent, but you're a woman about her business.
Yeah.
And it really, you can tell that you put a lot of effort in everything that you do. But let's talk about getting giddy now.
Okay.
Let's talk about dating, because I say all that about you. You're gorgeous. You're on air.
Thank you.
You're a woman about town. I mentioned that already. But what's the situation with dating? Because you and I have had these conversations. Let me ask you this. Did you think being on TV, it would be easier to date? Or did you think it would be worse?
Oh, I never thought about that. I never. That's so interesting that you said that.
Well, now that you're in it, 20 plus years.
Yeah, but even when I started in television, I had a relationship. I was married. I was never
forget that.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm in it for that was the last thing I was thinking about. I think being on television makes it a little more difficult.
Yes.
But you said something earlier while giving me a compliment, and I sometimes think the way in which I move in the world professionally affects how I date personally. Because,
Tell me about that.
Meaning, like, there's a lot to do. There's a lot that comes with what we do for a living.
No doubt.
The way we handle ourselves, the way we negotiate for ourselves, the way we advocate for ourselves. You build this exterior that sometimes feels like it's Teflon and really hard to get through, and we appear more tough than we actually are.
Yes.
Because we're women and society has roles for what we should be and how we should be. And so if we don't fit that image and or that role, we then get stereotyped. So my aggressiveness is not ambition. My direct personality is confrontational. All of the words, the adjectives that I feel are different for women when it comes to being a woman in this business versus being a man in this business. And so sometimes, even to my chagrin, I don't take off my armor. And I think that's hard to date too. I think, I want soft life, right?
Yes.
But I don't have soft life because I'm in the grind like a lot of people, and sometimes it prevents you from being able to live in that soft life. It's just a balance. It's been a really tough balance. So I think dating is a tough balance. I'm dating now. It's a tough balance to find someone who can meet you there and make you and allow you to be comfortable, and vice versa.
So I want to bring in our next guest. We got Dr. Chuck Morris. He's the founder of Midtown BioHack.
I love it.
So not only he's a sports scientist. Come on in, Dr. Chuck. Come on in.
Sports scientist.
Come on in.
The sports scientist.
Hi.
Round of applause.
Totally. And so Dr. Chuck is a sports scientist. You also are a trauma specialist as well. So not only are you healing people from the outside in, but you're also working with men as well. Some of the things that Cari just mentioned, I also experience as well. It's like when to take that armor off and be soft, right? Because you're constantly in protection mode for the most part.
Yeah.
It's interesting because one of the thoughts became, how do you teach young men or men about dating and you don't date? So I've been married for 22 years. I have 5 children.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
right?
my love.
Congratulations.
It's a party. And one of the things that we try to focus on is my moment in being here is, hey, listen, I want you to know that there's some guys being coached. It's not as bad as it looks out there. There's some guys out here we're teaching them right.
Yeah.
And I think to the point that you mentioned, what we don't think about often is the maturity level. And there's 2 different realities though.
Yes.
I think often we make our careers who we are, like our personhood,
Yes.
and they're not the same thing
At all.
And a lot of times men, if they're not mentored appropriately, they don't understand the difference between their status in the marketplace and their status in their manhood. They're not the same. So I may not make 8 figures to the marketplace, but I might be a very, very mature man. And a mature man wants an aggressively strong woman because that's the adventure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the adventure. You shouldn't have to feel
And
so.
even that, like saying what he's saying, there's a difference between meeting a man who is like, I'm a man, you treat me like a man, versus a man who's just like, I'm a man. Like, I don't have to say it. The way I walk in the room, the way I handle myself, the way I treat you, the way I'm so comfortable in my own skin that I don't have to be more. And I think there's such a beautiful quality, especially in a beautiful black man. It's such a beautiful quality when you see that. I'm not saying that it's rare, but I do believe that when I see that, I'm immediately like, I relax, I surrender. When I see like a strong man, and I don't want to use the word strong because it's so subjective, but when I see a man who's very discomfortable in all that he is, no matter what he does for a living, again, not being associated with what he does for a living, then that makes me relax. I try not to identify myself by what I do. In fact, oftentimes, if you don't watch sports or if you don't know what I do, I don't lead with that. I feel like,
But that seems
what's
so
the point?
impossible because you're everywhere.
Yeah, but
and sometimes I try not to lead with that, but I most often will get. They don't guess on air.
Yeah.
You know, they may guess something else, but it always reverts back to on air just by the way we look.
Sure.
So how do you not lead but what you do and make a connection with someone? Because they're going to ask.
Yeah, but I'm going to give you a freedom. Why can't you lead with it?
Oh, I don't mind, but I don't want that to define me. I already know that if I say, oh yeah, or if they say, oh, were you on First Take at your ASP, there's all of this narrative in their mind, and I'm like, oh, and I immediately get turned off. I'm like, I'm not about to, and that's my bad, right? But I usually am like, I'm not dealing with that. I don't want to deal with that. I'm exhausted with that. I want someone to be like, that's great. I love that you did that. So tell me about where you grow up or whatever. Let's leave with something else. Don't ask me about the people
that's
that I know.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I just want you. That's great. Moving on. Next thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
It becomes an infatuation of what you do rather than who you are.
Right.
There you go. And that was my thought. Even in saying that to you was really a statement for men. Because the fact that you ladies are concerned, should I or can I lead with that, it's not your issue. And you just mentioned it. It's not really your issue.
Yeah.
It's ours. Yeah. Whether you decide to lead with it or not shouldn't matter. And to the appropriate man, it doesn't.
Yes.
But when a man isn't sure who he is, you said you didn't want to use the word strong, right?
I mean, because it just, it feels very, to me, that word has so many negative connotations and positive connotations. But I don't need, like, a man's a man. I don't need you I don't want to suggest that a man is weak. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like it's the alternative. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you mind?
No, let's do it, please.
Because this is something that I have discussed over years and years with friends. There was a fascinating article during COVID, and it was about this is not your grandmother's man. In short, women needed to be married back in the day. They had to get an MRS because they didn't have means to take care of themselves. I remember my great grandmother was married 3 times. Each time her husband passed away, she had to marry someone else because she didn't have a vocation and or a way to provide for her family. Yeah. My grandmother broke that cycle. My mother was never married, but I started noticing that the more and more women started to get different rights, whether it be I can now have a credit card in the 70s, right? Or I can buy a house on my own and I don't need a husband to sign off. There was this trajectory where women just start outpacing men, and I'm not referring to money, but just started outpacing men in an incredible way. And the thing with women is we always are trying to be better, whether it be emotionally, physically, we're always trying to be better. So we're in therapy, we're working, we're doing all the things. It's exhausting.
There's a new study about
it's
that.
exhausting.
Yes.
And men are just like we said. Like, it feels like men are just right here still waiting. Like, yeah, we provide. If I provide, that's all I need to do. If I pay the bills, that's all I need to do.
But there's
I don't want to hear anything
else
that
says
that.
Yeah, it talks about that, where it's like there's been this movement to empower women in a way that it hasn't been for men. So do you feel, to your point, do you want to finish?
And I feel like men feel disenfranchised.
Impacted.
And I feel like that's been the advent of the Republican Party. Men who didn't know where to go in terms of politics, so they went to the Republican Party because it felt very macho.
Okay.
I feel that black men sometimes, this morning, it just so happened to pop up on my feed. My friend Bakari Sellers said, there has been such a celebration of black women that sometimes black men, not in a negative way, feel as if they're left out.
Yes.
And they don't know where to go. So I think that speaks to the dating inequity that we see sometimes, where women feel like there aren't enough men in the dating pool, and men feel like women are all about A, B, C, and D. You know what I mean? And there's just this back and forth that we're doing, and I'm all like, this is my man, catch up,
girl.
Listen,
you laid a lot on the line. Dr. Chuck, are you experiencing any of what she's saying? Because there was a lot that was said.
That's a lot. It's a lot. And in short, yes. And I'll quickly kind of sift through some of it that we have been able to identify. There's an entire reality that has attempted to get men to dumb themselves down to the fact that all you do is provide. Your job is to provide safety and money, food, clothes, shelter. Where did that come from? But so
that was the thing, though. That was the thing.
To your point, right? So it came from the entire reality of that's your job, and that's all you're worth, which is not the issue. That's the problem. Yeah. So we're teaching men to understand that that's not accurate. That comes with what you do, but that's not all that you do. We're trying to get men to understand, and we've seen this. To your point, I tell all the men, and forgive me, but we in your space, I tell men, which T are you looking for? When you're interacting, when you're interacting with a young lady, are you looking for treasure or a toy?
Oh,
okay. Let me flip my hair.
Right.
Yeah,
I would grab my pearls. That's good.
No.
I jump
Which
right in their
tea?
face. Which tea are you looking for? Because
Sips tea as he says it.
That's where my mind
because
went.
if you're looking for a toy, you're looking for something to make you feel a certain way about who you are. But
That's
if you're looking for a
disposable.
treasure,
I
that's a
don't.
different thing.
I know men know the difference right away when they meet the toy versus the treasure. What I am asking is that where is the emotional maturity? Why isn't it being required, whether it be by the people who raise these young men, whether it be by the society at large? What is it that allows men to stay complacent in a space that doesn't require them to show emotion and or talk about their feelings and or think they need therapy? I've been in relationships before and I'm like, you do know that therapy might help all of this right now.
Yeah, you're like,
And they're like,
you don't
yeah,
have to do
I
this
guess
on your own.
you should talk to someone. Like I mean, I'm still baffled that men don't believe in therapy. It's baffling to me. How do you push through life and have all of these issues and not require someone else to listen to it that gets paid and can give you either solid and or advice or tools to focus on or help you deal with what you're dealing with?
Yeah.
There's nothing that should be shameful about that. And my whole point is that it's just archaic and we're surpassing them in great numbers, which leads us to be like, I'm all set. I ain't dealing with this. You know what I mean?
So what do you say to them? Because you're the person that's getting the
Yeah.
brunt of all that. For someone who doesn't want to go to therapy and you're like, okay, listen, brother, let's have a real conversation about what's happening.
One of the things that we deal with is most men, especially African American men. I'm just going to get to a group for a second.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, whether they want to admit it or not, are surprised that they're still alive.
I agree with that.
They
That's so heavy.
technically they're not
I agree
thinking about when I'm 50, when I'm 60. So everything becomes more transactional and instant. We had to help them understand you being alive should not be a surprise. And if I'm going to be legacy, now I have purpose for the work. Fundamentally, if I don't think I'm going to be around for 2 and have 2 or 3, 4 generations, as a man, why do I need to do the work of improving who I am that interacts with the rest of the world and women? Because technically, deep down inside, I'm surprised I'm still here.
Yeah.
And society creates an entire reality. Okay, the boat's sinking. Women and children first.
Tell
Men,
us,
you die.
Tell us what group of men that you work with, because what you said is very interesting, and I'm curious to know.
So I work with men the full spectrum, from very urban realities to C-suite executives. And it manifests differently in each one, but I keep coming across the same scenario.
Yeah.
Where why do less men have life insurance? It's a statistic. Again, many men have in their minds they're surprised. And if they don't value themselves well, then they don't value the work. They don't think that they're worth it. I don't have to do all of that. I don't have to get therapy. I don't have to. I'm okay. I'm okay with how I am. No, you're not.
I don't understand though. Okay, I get what you're saying when they say they don't think they're going to be alive. I have talked to men who have made it past the point where they were like, I'm the one supposed to be here. You met me when I was really dark. I'm referring to different like people I've interviewed, different athletes, different people who are in the entertainment industry, and they've talked about that as a reality. But then once they know, because you do get to a point where you know.
Right.
Especially the C-suite guys.
Yeah,
that
I'm
you're
like,
dealing with.
C-suite is winning, right?
Yes.
I hope, and if this is a black C-suite guy, he knows he's okay, I'm here.
And dating across the board when it comes to women.
So why don't they ever? Why are we still so vapid with the emotional availability? Why is that not a thing anymore?
The safe space for men to crumble. That's what's lacking.
Say that.
A safe space for men to crumble is a lacking
because
thing.
they feel like they can't.
Because in order to be where I am, there's a lot of stuff I put up with that I created little boxes and tuck them down inside, and I'm not going to focus on that. It is a rare thing to get men to be able to go to a space or have an interaction with somebody that says, hey, the fact that you cry at night in the pillow is okay. The fact that you're concerned that you're never going to get married or you're never going to find the right person, a safe space for men to crumble has to become, it's just not a common thing.
Why? That's what we're asking.
Right.
I think the why is because not just men, but society as a whole don't value men. To your same point that you made earlier, I think society as a whole think that men, their greatest value is the marketplace. So everything that we do is marketplace, but not the humanity of who you are. And men can I'm generalizing, but we can compartmentalize extremely well. There is not a man on the planet I'm going to get out there that's happy in his life, that isn't interacting with wonderful women. They don't all have to be romantic, but if he doesn't have wonderful women in his life, executives, managers, partners, he's not complete. It's just not possible because we compartmentalize too much.
Do you think the music plays a part in how men view themselves?
It does, because the
and
music.
How women view men?
I do, and I don't think I think it's the music combined with a lack of mentorship. Someone to help a man understand that that's pretend.
Yes.
That's wrong. That's entertainment. That's not real life. The two together creates, in my opinion,
disassociation.
Yes, a significant disassociation.
So one thing about Passion and Faith for both of you is that we love when our folks that are watching ask questions. And so we have some questions. First question, K-Cash 1, who should pay on the first date? Definitely not the woman. I'm sorry. That's
is that a woman asking that question?
Right.
And if it's a man, I'm even more offended.
Right. As we should be. As we should be.
I feel like
good. We all
my
agree.
heart is.
Yeah, we agree.
Hold on, I'm having palpitations.
Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Box breathe it.
No, seriously, that's not even a question. If it is a woman asking, the man should always, and we can get into this, the man should always pay until you are in a relationship, until you guys have defined what this is. I don't mind paying when we are in a very understood relationship, monogamously, happily dating.
Right.
I even don't mind paying if we've been dating and we're not in a relationship, but we are actively dating for 3 months or so. It's when you're comfortable. But there's just, a man shouldn't even want a woman to pay. So I hope that's not a man asking that question. It's just offensive.
Listen, if it is, don't say anything. Just keep typing straight. Don't turn your fingers. I agree.
It's crazy.
Well, let's get in some. I have some figures now. Okay. There's a new study that recently came out that said folks are choosing not to date just because, better yet, how expensive it is.
I agree.
And they're also choosing to skip phases in relationships.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
It is dangerous. Just to save money.
I think
moving in, playing house.
Yeah, that's the wrong person you're supposed to be with. And by the way, every date doesn't have to be a bazillion dollars. And I also know that if you are not financially, as a man, if you're not financially ready to date, or you financially can't date, then wait or save. Because I think unless you're very open and honest, because you will meet a woman who will say, well, that's okay, I have it. Or you will meet a woman who will be like, oh, I appreciate you for being honest.
So just being honest.
I appreciate you for being honest and saying, yeah, I really want to take you out. I just don't have it. And I don't know if that's tea. You know what I mean?
Because what if that financial situation doesn't change? Are we saying the brother should not be engaging with women at all?
No,
listen. Beautiful. I love it. So on the man side,
he should.
That's the adventure.
Carrie's like, stay your broke butt at home.
Right.
Don't even come outside.
Well, you have two realities. If you're in this situation where you had a certain season in life where it's just clear that it's going bad, then you need to get yourself together. With that being said, though, if I just need to move up a little bit and I don't have the access for that, that's part of the adventure.
That's part of the adventure.
If the potential of the relationship is worth, if it's a treasure, then hey, let's write some poetry. Hey,
there are ways.
What about you and I go take a picnic? We can share. Come on.
I want to cook for you.
Yeah,
men do that often, not on the first date, but I
excuse.
want to cook for you. Let's walk. That's an excuse.
It's an excuse.
But I will say this. I have women in my life that I know, amazing women. Like if you talk about men being intimidated, amazing women who've done amazing things, who have said to me recently, they've been on dates. Like my one friend went on a date two and a half years ago. She has a man now, but she went on a date 2.5 years ago. She liked this man so much. She knew that he wasn't necessarily financially stable, but they went to a happy hour to get some chicken wings, and the total of the bill was $20, and he was like, oh, I don't have it. And that's the stuff to me.
Nah, he should have stayed home.
He should have stayed home.
He should have stayed home.
Is that so disrespectful? Don't ask me out, and then we go in, and she's like, that's fine, we'll do some chicken wings, I don't care. Like, still on her, I'm trying to be cool, meet you where you are. And then the bill comes,
but he didn't meet her where
he didn't have the $20. Or didn't want to pay. And I'm just like, stop it.
The way that men are wired, when I see something of value and I understand it, I give it a value, I work backwards.
Explain that.
If I want to date you and I can't afford it, I'm going to find out what places we can go to.
Right.
I'm going to save up my $9.99 every other day.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in effort.
If I see the treasure and I want to be with
If
you.
I see it as a treasure.
Yeah.
Men can justify anything, doing anything, and accomplishing anything if we see the value in it.
You're
And it
right.
needs to be reciprocated because the woman also needs to see the value in a man
Right.
Yeah.
that is willing
And
to save up to make something happen when he doesn't have it at the
But I
time.
feel like women are more willing to do that.
I would agree
I
with
would say
you
on
on
average,
that.
yes.
On
Certainly.
average, I just feel like we're like, it's okay. You don't have no shoes on today.
We're prone to say yes. You have that on your Instagram. We're prone to say
We're
yes,
prone to
unfortunately.
say yes. It's okay. You can't, really, I'll pick you up. No, I think I'm not saying
we're
that's what I
beyond
would
that.
do, but I'm just saying women, I'm not saying that's what I would do.
Right.
Because I would not want to talk about, if in isolated, I'm probably extremely the other way. In isolation, I really am. But I do know women who I see do this day in and day out, accomplished, marvelous women. None of that matters. And they are still willing to do because they want male attention, they want male companionship. And what I was getting at with your study is that sometimes women are getting to the phase, this generation behind me, the generation behind them, let's talk about Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and like, I'm all set. Is there a robot to get to rub my back?
They're
Like
choosing
they're
not to get involved
choosing
in
not to get
relationships.
involved in
That's
relationships
true.
because it's just too much of a hassle. I'm not saying people can find comfort in being alone. They can convince themselves.
Right. I love it. They can convince themselves.
They can convince themselves they're happy by themselves, even though that may not be the truth. But that is what is starting to happen. I'm seeing that right now in real time.
And
that's
I'm
not
a bit
good.
of an anomaly.
Isolation's not good.
It's not good. And even the way we train our and again, we have a full spectrum. I let men know, if women set the bar high, good.
Yeah,
Come the hell up.
yeah. They
Dr.
don't think
Chuck,
like
we are bringing you to singles
hello.
night.
Come with us
like,
tonight.
Like, what are you,
Seriously.
like, what are you talking about? You're telling me that you're trying to decide if this interaction can lead to a great friendship that you're going to share stuff with, or a person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with? Do the work, bro.
We all
This
want to
was-
date aspirationally. I think the difference is that women actively look for it and men sometimes are intimidated by it. There's nothing
a good
wrong with
point.
wanting to date aspirationally. I want to make sure I am clear. And if you don't have that mindset, then why are you with this person? I want someone to make me laugh, someone to make me better, someone who can elevate me in ways that I don't know how to elevate myself.
Amen.
The same way that a man wants to be with a woman where he wants to show her adventures, I want to be able to show her a new place, a new restaurant, a new city, a new travel experience. Men like to give women new experiences. They like to rescue us. I want to be rescued. Like, I want to be rescued. I want to be inside. Save.
Listen.
Put on your cape. I'm taking mine off and making it a blanket. I'm
my-
done.
My bride has 2 degrees, and I was working from home last week. She's in the driveway and called me. She said, "What are you doing right now?" I said, "What's going on?" There's way too many bugs outside. I need you to come
Yes.
deal with this.
Come save me, Dave.
And I can't-
Softness.
Now.
Man, I
Finest.
ran down them steps so fast.
Yes.
She don't really need me to kill a bug.
But can you please?
She's like, "But can you put your cape on?"
Can
Yes,
you put
I'm
your
all
cape
in.
on? Yes. I want to be rescued. But my point being is that men have to be okay with what that means. Nowadays, I hear this mentality of, oh, that means you want me to pay your bills. No, come and kill the bug. You know what I mean?
As simple as
Come
that.
and kill the bug, babe. I appreciate that. Like, I'll be damsel in distress all day. But I feel like there's just this thing where there's just, I'm talking about in relationships with black men, and I'm not anti-black men. I love my black man.
Yeah.
I will build my black man up. I think they are kings and saviors, and it's beautiful. And I just saying, but there's just this disconnect that I've noticed, and it's a lack of emotional availability. They don't want to talk about them. I've had a guy straight up say, I don't talk about emotions. I'm like, well, how do you live?
Yeah, you don't.
We're trying to
He's
make
a
a
dead man
connection.
walking. And I just want you to know that
That's special.
there's an entire movement changing that, because everything you ladies are saying is accurate. I want you to know that there's an entire movement of people that are fighting that experience to to coach out greatness out of men so that we can be who we were supposed to be to ourselves, to society, and then to whomever we may be blessed to be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
There's an entire movement happening.
Oh my goodness!
I
it's
love to
just
say that.
it's not enough time.
Is
Yes.
that,
It's not.
Oh,
it's
wait,
not
the people.
enough time.
Sorry about
we
that.
don't have no questions?
No, listen, you guys covered a
We
lot
took it
of
up.
ground between Dr. Chuck, between Cari. This was so fruitful. Thank you both. Let folks
Thank you.
know how they can get in touch with you, because I'm sure.
Well,
wanna know.
obviously, Instagram, Cari Champion. You can follow me on Instagram. You also can download my podcast, subscribe. We need that all the time. Naked Sports with Cari Champion.
No, we're not doing that. No, I'm joking.
What?
Is it a different network?
I'm joking. Make sure you check out her podcast.
And you can catch me on CNN. She's so mean. God, I tell you, somebody get their own podcast. They don't know how to act.
We're only promoting passion and faith.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I tell you.
Dr. Chuck.
Well, if you're looking for me, similar, go to Instagram. It's Dr. Chuck, PhD, or Midtown BioHack. I can also be seen in Passion and Faith Podcast.
Yes. There it
And
is.
you're going to be on Naked Sports, too.
And I'm going to be on Naked Sports.
Subscribe down low.
Thank you both. I love you both. This conversation
love
was
you.
so good. We have to do
Definitely
a
do.
continuation of it because I'm sure after folks watch this, they're going to certainly have more questions.
Can we come later in the day?
No.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Thank you all so much. Okay, I got to get my
tired.
camera. I don't want to share it with these beautiful people. I'm done sharing my camera with these beautiful
She's
folks.
committed to
Okay.
it. She's committed to it. I love her.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Passion and Faith. Oh my goodness, we got a lot out of it. Until next time, have a blessed day. Okay, you can show them now.
Hey.
Why don't you say what's